Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Jody, and today I'm filming a video answering your assumptions about me. So I asked you guys on Instagram to give me any assumption you think about me. I've compiled a list. Let's get started. So something that I got like a lot, almost a concerning amount for me, was I'm very cold. They think I'm mean or thought I was mean at first. I probably got over 20 inputs of this statement. And, you know, while everyone is gonna have their different opinion of me, I really don't think I'm cold. I think at least I try to be really warm and inviting and easy to talk to. I'm like very certain that I don't think I'm cold. I feel like if you ask my friends, they would not say I'm cold, but maybe I come across differently to my friends than to a stranger. But even to, well, you know what? Record scratch. I think that I can be cold. Like sometimes if I feel scared or like some vibes are off, I'm like not trusting, I will be cold. But if I'm like, ooh, okay, vibes are good, I like feel like this environment is a comfy place, I'm warm. So I guess I can be cold, but I would say on average, I'm a very warm person. And then a lot of people think I'm mean, which like, that hurts. I'm surprised, I guess. So many people think I'm mean to the point where I was like, oh my God, Jody, are you mean? But I really don't think I am. I'm actually pretty confident in that. I think I'm not mean. I think that I try my hardest to like always be kind and to always be empathetic and considerate. And I think that, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I guess it's just like the same thing. Like I can be cold, I could be mean. I remember when I was younger, like in high school, I used to have really mean thoughts, but it came from a place of like insecurity and projection. So now I'm like, I don't really have really mean thoughts like I used to. So I don't think I'm mean. Like I said, if somebody was to like talk to me, I feel like I am always generally kind. And then to follow that up, another one that I got that kind of lumps into this is that I'm really intimidating. This is something I've heard a lot growing up and now, and my feelings over the years have changed so much with hearing this. And it's like something even my therapist and I have talked about. I've gone through like sadness over hearing that, and then I've gone through anger over hearing it, and then I've come kind of to acceptance over hearing it. So before, I used to feel so sad to hear that people feel like they were intimidated by me when all I wanted to do was feel really warm and welcoming and inviting and again like easy to talk to. But yeah, I just used to be so like, oh man, about it. And then I kind of went through like, you know what, good, I'm glad I'm intimidating. I don't want people to fuck with me. I don't want people to think they can walk all over me, which was short-lived. But now I kind of have the mindset that being intimidating is not a me thing. Like it's actually someone's just like assumption of you, and it's kind of a them thing. It's not actually a me thing. I don't know. My therapist tells me, she's like, when somebody's intimidated by you, that's a them problem, not a you problem. So I'm really trying to take that to heart. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I just want to be warm and welcoming. Another assumption that I got a lot was that I give zero f**ks what other people think about me. I think that is just not true. I feel like humans in general will always care what people think. We'll always care to hear opinions and to like, I don't know, at the end of the day, we all want to be accepted and validated for who we are. But I think I give f**ks. But I have now just grown comfortable in my ability to withstand differing or negative opinions that people project onto me. So for example, I really only do what I want to do. I'm gonna express myself how I want to express myself, whether it be with fashion, makeup, hair. Honestly, hair's a really good one. I've gotten a lot of opinions, a lot of unsolicited opinions on my hair. But the thing is like people might not like it. Maybe I cut my hair, maybe I dyed my hair, but that would never stop me from doing it. I guess I don't know if I give zero f. Of course, hearing really negative thoughts about yourself, that will always affect someone, I think. But it also always boils down to like, okay, but we don't we don't care because we love it. Now, I don't know if I answered that super eloquently, but I'm hoping you picked up what I put down. And then that I have a really high self-confidence. And it's funny to me that I don't know, it's funny to me that people find me intimidating or that they think I have a high self-confidence, because I do not, like, I live in here, you know, and I do not perceive myself as such. I feel so insecure about some things. I feel so small to some things, and I just feel uncertain all of the time. And it's just funny how everyone just perceives everybody so differently. But I think that I do have parts of myself that are really confident. I feel really confident to express myself in terms of, like, even my opinions. I've always really felt like everyone is valid in sharing their opinion or how they feel or anything like that. And I feel that way. Like, I will not shy away from sharing my thoughts, and maybe that is why people think of me as really confident. But I think there are aspects of me that are confident, but I would not describe myself as a confident, like, or having a really high self-confidence. I think I struggle with insecurities all the time. It comes out differently throughout my life. So when I was younger and I was, again, not confident, my insecurities came out as projections and, like, being jealous and just really like, oh, I didn't feel like I could express myself and that I wasn't comfortable expressing myself. And now when I'm insecure, it's not a projection at others. Now I kind of just feel it. It's never about other people now, it's all about myself. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this. But anyways, I am not the most confident individual. But I do try to give myself a lot of love, and I'm trying to go for, like, radical self-acceptance this year. Truly. So yeah, I would say, I guess I simultaneously give a but not really. Okay, another thing that I got a lot was people telling me that, like, oh, they think I'm a Cancer with the Gemini rising, or that I'm a Virgo with the Sagittarius rising. And only one person got this assumption right. So I'm gonna show my birth chart and we can go over it. Not that I know what a lot of this means. This is what I would like. I would really like to deep dive into this. But anyways, I'm just gonna go down the chart. My ascendant and moon are Gemini. My sun and Mercury are Virgo. My Venus is in Libra. My Mars is in Scorpio. My Pluto is a Sagittarius. My Neptune in Capricorn, Uranus and Jupiter is Aquarius, and Saturn in Aries. I really only know something about, like, Mercury is how you communicate, Sun is how you outwardly face the world, maybe. I don't know the best word to describe, I don't really know. And your ascendant is how you feel, like your emotions is kind of how you identify, because it's how you feel inside. Don't quote me on any of that. Anyways, that is what I am. I'm a Virgo Gemini, and I've had a lot of Geminis in my life. My mother is a Gemini, my boyfriend's a Gemini, my best friend is a Gemini, my other really close friend is a Gemini. Like, there's just a lot of Geminis around me. But yeah, if you know anything about that, please leave a comment, because I want somebody to read my birth chart so badly. Another thing that I got an absurd amount, like, I'm probably gonna just populate the images right here because it's an absurd amount, is I'm a fairy. That I am a fairy, and that I've, like, decided to leave my fantasy world to experience Earth, or that I'm a fairy princess, or anything like that. Also, that I got one, I am a sexy demon lord, and another, you're secretly a she-devil. So I guess I'm a fairy demon she-devil. Maybe. If I was, I couldn't tell you. So, to the next assumption. I was a pick-me in high school, probably a mean girl in high school, but then I'm opposite now, or that I was very popular in high school. It's hard for me to talk about high school in, like, reality, because I've talked to my old friends from high school, and the perception of the experience is so different. So let me tell you mine, and then I will tell you my friends. All I remember from high school is a lot of feeling, right? Like, it was so long ago, I'm 26 now, that I might remember something, but I feel like it might have happened a certain way. But again, like I can really only recall in actual like truth how I felt. And in high school, I felt insecure. I never felt like I belonged. I felt like I always had to try to fit in. I felt like I was never heard. I felt like, I don't know, all these things that resulted in me feeling really insecure. So was I a pick-me in high school? I actually so a pick-me, the definition is someone that deliberately exhibits behavior that attempts to appease others, most often the opposite sex, while acting as if they're completely unaware that this is what they're doing. So it's kind of like, I don't wear makeup kind of thing. I don't think I was a pick-me in particular. I really, like that definition, I don't think I was, but I know for a fact that I did shy away from some like feminine things because it was talked so poorly about. Like when I grew up in my household or just hearing people talk in high school, like girls who wore too much makeup, girls who did this, girls who did that. So I would hear that and be like, oh, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to be something different. I'm supposed to be this, whatever. So I would shy away from feminine things for so long. I was a tomboy for so long. And I was like, yeah. Because I'm at that moment in time, I was really just seeking male validation. But I don't think I was a pick-me. I just think I struggled internally. And then I was very popular in high school. I was not very popular in high school. Like I guess I definitely had friends my junior and senior year of high school. That's when I had the friends that I still have now. But before that, I was really trying to find who I was, who wanted to hang out with me. I don't think I was popular in that regard. I didn't feel popular. There was always like the popular group of people who like sat at the popular lunch table, and I was never involved in that kind of thing. So I don't think I was popular in high school, but I also just like wasn't isolated. I wasn't like outcasted as much as I think I felt I was. So yeah, in reality, I don't think I was a pick-me, but I do think I had a lot of inner misogyny. I think I had meaner tendencies, but in reality, I probably wasn't as mean as I remember myself, and I was not popular in high school. Another assumption is that I had no male friends when I was younger. And I don't know, it's such an interesting assumption about me. I actually had a lot of guy friends growing up, and I've always been surrounded by guys. When I grew up, I originally went to preschool in Hawaii, and so long story short, my mom had met a woman there, and eventually when we went back to Washington, that woman and her 3 sons moved in with us. So it was my family, which I already have an older brother, and then 3 other boys. So basically I had 4 brothers growing up, and I just I don't know, I've always kind of had guy friends throughout life. That was crazy. That was like the Lion King. So I definitely had guy friends when I was younger, but I actually always craved girlfriends. I think even to this day I crave girlfriends. Like when I think back on my life and my best friends, I've always had a guy best friend and I've always had a girl best friend. It's been pretty equal, but I've always craved relationships with women. I think that I've had some pretty dramatic ones and relationships with girls growing up, and bullies and all of that, and so like to my core have craved relationships on a deeper level with women, that I was always, I feel like I would see a glimpse of it and then it would be kind of taken away from me in some way. And only really did I experience good long-term healthy relationships with women in my later years of like high school and now. Whereas when it came to guys, I feel like I have had a lot of guy friends in my life. Whatever. What I'm trying to say is I had guy friends, I had girlfriends, and now I still have guy friends, and I still have girlfriends. I got this so much, which is funny to me, but so many people think they're like, you probably smell nice, you smell like flowers, or you smell like vanilla. I can't answer this, I'm glad, you know what, I'm flattered though. I honestly, I don't know if I smell nice. My inclination is that I don't. Which I'm not sure what to do about, but yeah, I can't answer that. But I like that people think I do, and that a lot of you won't meet me and you'll never find out, and that you will keep that assumption that I do smell nice in your head. Another funny one that I got was that I always have matching socks, and weirdly, a lot of people think I wear socks in bed. I always have matching socks. I think it would really bother me. Like if my socks had a different thickness, I could not do that. I don't wear socks to bed. Who wears socks to bed? I remember the last time I wore socks to bed was when I was camping and I wore wool socks in my sleeping bag. But like, I think that's fair. But like, I'm not wearing socks to bed. That freaks me out. Also, I'm a little cricket in bed, so I love to paddle my little feet and like on clean, soft sheets, you know? I love that feeling. That's one of my like, I'm like experiencing true euphoria when I'm paddling my little feet in bed. And socks would hinder that. All right, another assumption. You overshare during first encounters and regret it later, and you are a slow eater. How did you know? Like, how did you know that? I do that. I do think I overshare. And then I'm like, should I have said that? Should I have told people that? But like at the time, I'm like, I don't like, that's fine. I don't really like what I can say whatever I want. But then I go home and I'm like, Jody, would anyone say that? Are you the only one saying that? And I am a slow eater. I eat really slow. I'm always the last person to be eating. I'm always the last to finish my plate of food. And then everyone else around me is still eating or is done eating and I'm still eating. But like, what about, how did you know? How did you know? You used to party a lot in your college days. This is so far from the truth that I honestly, I giggled a little when I read it. I did not party really at all in college. I was pre-med, and so literally all I did was study. I also had like 2 to 3 jobs at any given moment. I remember when I started college, I had 3 jobs and I was like, this is too much. Quit 1, had 2 jobs, and then I was like, and then I remember when I got into like my junior, senior year, I was like, this is even too much, and then I had 2. But basically, my college life was Jody wakes up, 7 a.m., Jody drives to school. Jody goes to school, Jody goes to work, Jody goes back to school, Jody studies, Jody goes home, Jody streams, 2 a.m., sleep, wake up, do it all over again. Yeah, so I just didn't party that much. I literally remember going to one party, feeling super uncomfortable. Also, I remember seeing a rat in the house that we were at. Like, it just wasn't for me. You like to be open about your life now because you weren't in the past. I would say that is actually pretty true. I think when I was younger, I feel like I wasn't being heard. And so now I like to be open because I feel like people are listening. And I also like to be open because I think that, I don't know, I think it can be inspiring to people who maybe like keep things to themselves or don't feel comfortable expressing themselves. And I'm like, hey, well, look at me, I can do it, you can do it. Type of thing. An assumption that you've never really struggled with your body. This is so far from the truth. I still struggle with my body. I definitely had an eating disorder when I was in high school, but like it was not terrible, but I guess I would have to label it like that. I was on Tumblr in the era of the whole skinny, I don't even know what to call it, but if you were on Tumblr during that era, you know it was like hashtag skinny dreams and all that shit. Okay, so that heavily influenced me, and I used to calorie count at the age of 13. I used to use that stupid app that I can't even remember the name of, and I would calorie count all the shit I was eating in high school, and I occasionally would throw up, and yeah, I just really struggled with my body image. Honestly, like when I remember like throwing up one meal and I was like, ooh, we're not gonna do that anymore. That's a little far. So I think I did that once or twice before I realized, whoa, let's just try to like eat a little bit better, work out maybe a little bit. But I've definitely really struggled with my body image. I still struggle with my body image to this day, but I've actually grown a lot. Even just trying to come to love the body I have and love the curves that it has and not restrain it from eating things that it wants. And I just like come to a really healthy place with it, with food, and how I look and wearing clothes that I like, even though they're not quote unquote flattering to me. Yeah, I think it's crazy to me that I just imagine every woman struggles but that, I know it's not true, but I just imagine every woman's probably gone through it. Just this feeling of hating something about themselves, or not wanting to show their stomach, not wanting to show their arms, not wanting to show their thighs, hating the season of summer because now it's short season and I have cellulite and all of these things. But I've actually truly come to not, it just doesn't affect me as much anymore. As much. Now, it still affects me. I'm still like, I still have negative thoughts and feelings about myself when it comes to that, but I'm just like really come to, like I said, radical self-acceptance this year. I've just been like, what if I just loved myself? What if I just love myself as I am currently? Doesn't mean I can't change in the future, but what would that be like? And it has helped me tremendously. So I've absolutely struggled with my body and still struggle with it. It's gotten better. It's such a heavy subject. It's vulnerable. But if you're struggling with your body, you are not alone. Sorry, that was heavy. Moving on to next. The last assumption I have is that I don't like streaming. Okay, to be fair, I can understand why people have that assumption. I actually love streaming. I would say like, I would not choose any other job. I love streaming. I love my community. I love to be able to work with my friends. I love making content. I like love streaming. The part that I don't like about streaming is being on the internet, where it feels like I'm just like kind of, it's like sucking the life force out of me. And so I think I just didn't have any balance in my prior years. And so if you've seen me kind of struggle with streaming, it's basically that. It's not streaming itself. I love streaming. It's just all the other things that come with streaming, because streaming has evolved, right? Streaming has evolved past just like getting on the computer and streaming. Now you have to like have upkeep on socials, have a YouTube channel that's pretty good. Don't forget TikTok, short form content, all of that jazz. So it's evolved much more than just streaming, but just streaming I love. I think the hardest part with being a streamer I have is just balancing life and feeling like what I'm doing is enough and doing the things that fulfill me. And the internet is a really toxic place. It is a really, really toxic place. Being objectified is hard, you know, but I love streaming. I actually like adore streaming, and I'm so grateful every day that this is like the job that I have stumbled into and get to have. Because there's so many aspects. There are so many aspects of streaming that I do love. It's like everything outside of streaming that is hard for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just talked for 40 minutes straight. So that, honestly, my throat, whoa. I don't even know how long will this video be. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know if you want me to film any other content that's similar to this. I'm always brainstorming because I always want to create more, but then get paralyzed by my ability to be like, oh my God, is what I'm going to create good enough? Who knows? And then I don't create anything. But I'm trying to get past that. Now I'm just trying to be like, Jody, just do it. And that's what I'm doing, because now I'm like, Jody, just do the things you want to do. And if that's okay, they don't have to be perfect. I felt like I just trauma dumped on you. Sorry. Anyways, bye everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe if you liked this video, and I'll see you guys on stream sometime, or maybe in the next video. Bye.